Why do I make games? I make games to be played as a thing that lets you spend time with another person. I make games to experiment with the form because I believe there's so much more that they can be and express. And I make games for money because we've got bills to pay and this seems to be the only thing I have a knack for. But then there's these free card games we give away during our holiday sale every year. Why on earth do I make these things? It's not for money. Every one of them is a loss. And it's not to experiment. These games borrow heavily from the works of others, which sometimes makes the effusive praise they've gotten a little disquieting, and that leaves us with play. Sometimes that's all there is. The game is made to be played, to be shared, to be enjoyed. Sometimes that's enough. Sometimes you make things not because you're trying to sell someone something, not because you're trying to make a point, but simply for the love of the thing. Simply so that you can give it to someone. And so we did. We never intended to charge money for these things or to ever re-release them. But there's been such a huge demand for Reign of Witches and the Toledo War that we're packaging the two of them together as a retail release. A portion of the profits will be donated to the Morris Animal Foundation. In the Toledo War, one player is Michigan and the other Ohio, and you're fighting over who gets stuck with Toledo. Historically, Ohio won, but ended up with Toledo, so I don't know how that works. We're competing for influence in three areas. Authority measures support from the federal government. Belligerence, your ability to fire up your base. Claim, the strength of your legal pretext. Control two of these at the end of a given round and score a point. Now, on your turn, you'll either be playing a card for influence in the indicated area, or as an event, provided it's your event. If it's your opponent's card, you can only play it for one influence, but you choose where it goes. Reign of Witches is set during America's quasi-war with France and is about how it intersected with the politics of the Federalist Party. One player is President John Adams and the other is Alexander Hamilton. Cards have a suit. Diamonds represent political influence. Hearts, public opinion. Black suits, military. Clubs for army, spades for navy. Clubs are doubled for Hamilton, he was an army guy, while Adams, father of the navy, doubles spades. Cards provide points in their suit, which is what you're after in each of these three categories: politics, public opinion, military. On your turn, you can buy a card, or play a card, or use a card. Buying a card, cards are bought from a market and cost 0, 1, 2, or 3 coins. When you buy a card, you get the coins that are on it. Playing a card is played from your hand to your tableau. Some cards are free to play, while others require you to discard another card from your hand. That's his discard symbol here. Now, because Adams' entire cabinet was working against him and for Hamilton, Hamilton gets to play diamonds, politics, for free. Using a card, you put a coin on it, and it will use its power. This can be some kind of one-off event, or it could provide extra points in the category, or give you some kind of advantage. Now, throughout the game, these tricolor events will pop up, which will forbid play of certain cards and have other effects. Once it's resolved, these cards go into a pile, which will score points for a non-player, Thomas Jefferson. The game ends when Bonaparte seizes power in France. Then, you compare your scores in each of the three categories to your opponent's. If you have the higher score in at least two of these, you compare your total score against Jefferson's to see who triumphs in the 1800 presidential election.